LANCESCURV here. It's a little breezy out here. You can hear my chimes jumping around, so I'm gonna kind of keep my microphones in my hand covered up. But it's something I wanted to share today, just a little while ago. Kind of my elbow is itching. It's something I wanted to share that ran across my mind that I had a discussion with a few people several months ago. I said, man, this would make a really interesting topic. So this is not a whole one hour show or discussion, but it's a thought that I wanted to pass by you. Kind of abstract. It's about time and the passage of time. So many people, they say to themselves, wow, my life is rushing by so fast. It seems like the time just disappeared out of nowhere. I find myself at this age, and well, I think the same thing too. And I always wondered, is there something I can do about it? And in speaking to people who get deep into meditation, deep in thought, and they shared some things with me, and not one person gave me this answer. So this is like a patchwork of several people's responses to me on basically how to slow down time. We really can't slow down time, but we can slow down our perception of time. You know, have you ever found yourself in a task doing something? Like, I'll give you an example of myself. Whenever I get into doing a piece of artwork, and as many of you may know or may not know, I love to do very detailed sketches, pen. I draw with a pen, I shade with a pen. I just use pencil as the guidelines of where to place things, and once that, I just shade, and maybe I'll embellish with a little pencil afterward, but I love the challenge of shading with a pen. Because once you drop that ink on the paper, that's it, right? And when I do that, I'm so focused that I can't even tear myself away from that. I forgot what it was, which hurricane it was in Orlando, Florida, in Central Florida that came through. And I was anticipating the power lines to go down. And I had nothing to do the next day. I didn't have to drive the bus the next day because of the hurricane. They said everybody's off, which was a free day. So I stayed up all night. I had my laptop with an image in front of me. I forgot what it was that I was drawing, a particular face, and I used it as a reference. But I stayed up all night, waiting for the lights to go out, hearing the winds blow, zoned out, just drawing this picture. Just so focused on each line, each stroke. Wouldn't you believe that it seemed like maybe 2 hours went by, but it was like about maybe 8 hours that went by. And I looked outside of the window that I was next to, and the sun was coming up. I was like, whoa. It didn't seem like it was that long. It seemed short. So my question to myself, what can I do to reverse that and make a longer time, or a shorter time go longer? And after many discussions on this topic, it was the same thing you had to do, but you had to really take everything out of your mind and just absorb the moment. Whatever it is you're doing, absorb the moment. Get into the moment. If you can remove the clutter out of your head that sort of robs your focus on the moment and your enjoyment on the moment, then the time is gonna just still move by like that. Because in the modern world, modern society, we have so many things in our mind. When we're here, our minds are there. Wherever there is, when we're there, our minds are here. And we're never really fully engaged in the moment to extract the joy, the peace, the love, the tranquility out of that moment. And so for me, when I'm home here like I am now, the days go long unless I get pulled away into some obligation or something I have to do, because I do a lot at home. I don't have to go out to get a lot done. I get a lot done here. So when I wake up, the tasks that I have to do They're right there. There's no commute, there's no leaving outside, there's no asking permission. I just do what I do as a creator on many levels. When I go into the yard, oftentimes I take one of my reclining chairs, lawn chairs, very strong. I love them. I got them from Sam's Club in America. And you can lay back and kick your feet all the way up. I have several here. I'll take one out to the back under those fruit trees. And sometimes I'll lay face down. And I'll look at the insect life that's under my feet that we don't notice. It's an entire world out there in nature. And when I just look at how they behave, like say for example, you see several ants, rows of ants, and you see other bugs, something nibbling on a leaf, something flying by. It's a whole system. Just like when we go up in the plane and we see the big city under us, if we're flying over a big city and it looks smaller and smaller and there's so much activity. Well, to realize that in your yard, in your space, there's so much activity, there's a world going on aside from you and your world that's physically much smaller. It's fascinating. And it takes your mind off of the so-called bigger things in your life, appointments and things you project to do tomorrow and things you forgot to do and checking your emails and the phone calls you get. And sometimes it's hard to get to sleep when you have that kind of mind. So if you pull back and declutter your thoughts, declutter your mind, and get into the moment, not a task, but just allowing life to happen around you, preferably nature, and just be still. You'll be surprised how much you can extract by being still and how much slower time can go. And when you get into that zone, you can cause yourself to live in that place of altered time, to the point that when you do go out into the outside world around many people who are frantically rushing to appointments or driving, complaining when they're in the traffic jam and they miss the light, all of that stuff, you see it for what it is. And you find yourself detached from that, and you don't really want to be a part of that. But you can take joy in observing the movements of human beings while not being in it with them. Which brings me to another point. When you have this type of peace, there are several people anonymously out in the outside world who can sense that. And you have to conceal the fact sometimes that you have this peace, because those who don't have this type of peace will look at you and they'll take it as an insult. And they will try to take your peace away from you just to do so, because they can feel it and they can see it. They can see when you're relaxed. They can see where you don't have as many worries or any worries. See, like I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, I don't have worries. I have concerns, but I don't have worries. Worries are like a wildfire that gets out of control and you can't control it. A forest fire, now you gotta try to put this thing out and it's beyond you. No. I have concerns, and concerns are limited. Even if it's a concern that I have not resolved, it can wait until tomorrow. Nothing is gonna stop me from signing off, having a good night's rest or a good meal, when I can focus with this altered state of mind of enjoying every bite, enjoying every swallow, everything I drink, feeling the digestion, being in a state of digestive bliss, like I like to say, right? And it's not called taking it slow, because some people do move slower, but they don't get that level of peace and satisfaction because their mind is rushing all over the place. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're watching what other people have. And first of all, You're not going to slow down time if you have that kind of mindset, right? We all strive for certain things, but my thing is, which is a long video or a long article, and I'll probably write it out. We can strive for things that are righteous, but you really shouldn't have to strive. You declutter and find yourself still and change your energy. And when you change your energy, you will attract the peace and tranquility that you crave. And when you see other entities that are around you, if it's temporary, you can pass through it, or those that are placed near you, you have to avoid it. If you have to deal with them, you have to deal with them, but you treat them like a hot stove. You touch it real quick and you keep on moving. Because you have something that's valuable inside of you that you took time to cultivate, because you're not going to get that kind of peace overnight. You can't think about the wrong that was done to you. You can't think about who doesn't like you. You can't think about things in the past that didn't work out. Maybe it wasn't supposed to work out. Or the people who are frenemies who remind you, oh, you could have done this and you could have done that and you would have been this. But when you could have done that, they never told you anything, so they're only bringing that up to try to make you feel bad, like you're a failure. Stay away from these things that take away your peace. It's not worth it. And when you come home, whatever home may be, it may be a mansion, it may be a shack, it may be one room, it may be the backseat of your car or under a tree. That doesn't matter. What matters is how you deal with yourself, how you see yourself, and how you ascend yourself into a place of balance and peace. And yes, when you can slow down time and your perception of time, trust me, so much flies over your head that won't touch you. It'll feel like one day can feel like a week. Several hours can feel like a whole day or two away. You won't have to take so-called vacations. What kind of life are you living if you have to take vacations? I understand what it means, so I'm not damning everybody who feels they have to take a vacation because you're locked in on a job that you have to pay your bills. I understand that. But even then, you should be able to detach from work when you're at work. Focus at the task at hand and all the other entities around you. Let them fly around you, let them buzz around you. You're in your own zone with your own energy, and you don't mind that time going fast, right? Well, to do that, focus even more. Focus on what you have to do as far as your work. Get it done. Escape with good music if you can play music, if you're in a cubicle or somewhere where you're on a job where if you can do that. Some jobs you can't do that, I understand that. But there are many ways to detach yourself from the hectic energy of this world, to be able to slow time down, to even to speed it up. Some situations you want to speed it up that are unpleasant, or you have unpleasant energies around you. If it's impossible for you to exit that gathering, but you want to always keep yourself in a place of that type of happiness, balance, and peace. And one way to find yourself there, and it may not be constantly right away, but like I said, find yourself in nature. Find yourself with some type of nature. I don't care if it's a flower pot on a fire escape in a so-called hood, in a tenement building, whatever, projects. Focus on that. Declutter your mind. Don't think anything. I mean, we're always thinking stuff. Bring it down to a minimum. And you'll find yourself in an entirely different space. Because I know people who are perpetually angry at something. And if there's nothing to be angry about, they'll find something to be angry about and twist it and say, I'm ready to fight. But no. And I've known people who try to get me in that space. And even still, even more so now, after leaving America, and the racism that's there, tension that's there, the push to do more, the sucking out of nature and good food and quiet times. You can find yourself in a place that's quiet, physically quiet, but is your mind quiet? See, because you can put me in a space of chaos. I don't seek that out, but you can put me in a space of chaos. But I have enough in my doggy bag of peace that while the chaos is going around, I'm reaching in my doggy bag of peace. I'm just as peaceful, chewing on peace. You see what I mean? I talk abstract a lot. But know what the atmosphere is like that you're around. Know how to adjust yourself, and know that time doesn't have to go any way you don't want it to go. And it's your perception. Again, I'm not saying you're actually slowing the clock down where an hour goes by and it's really 8. And the people around you, no, it's not about the people around you. It's about you and your perception. For me, the next few days, I'm slowing them down even more. I have some things that I want to do tonight. The sun's going down. And I am and I will and I have already accomplished it. Even though I haven't already accomplished it, I've already accomplished it. I see it. This is how I can get so much done. I mean, there's more things that I do that the world doesn't know about, right? But this is how I can focus to get a whole lot done effortlessly. Not hectic, not rushing, not uptight, not pushing. No. Once I hit that inner momentum and I hit that stride, it's effortless because of the peace that I have on the inside of me. How can I not be peaceful in this environment? I've been peaceful in America within myself. I've been peaceful in America while driving that bus and people are cursing you out for no reason because they see you're peaceful. They'll sit in the front seat and look at you, and you're driving in heavy traffic, people are cutting in front of you, dogs running out, people, little kids chasing after a ball in the street. You know, a woman may stand up with a child and somebody jumps in front of you, a car hits the brakes, and you have to know how to slow that bus down without making that woman throw her kid. Stressful situations. So if I could master all of that and I take those skills out here, guess what? It's even amplified even more. But I've learned a lot in my life. I've learned a whole lot. And that's why I'm not uptight at being at this junction point as far as my chronological years, because I know it's an advantage, because there are many people who are not here right now who didn't learn the lessons that they had to learn. And some lessons are hard. They're tougher. Understand that. But once you absorb it, understand it, and like a fighter who learns more and has more in his bag of tricks as far as the different punches he can throw, the different ways he paces himself, the different ways that, you know yourself, you can navigate not through this life, but in this life. Because if you're gonna go through it real quick, you're not gonna enjoy it. When you're in it, it's enjoyable, but it's where you are, not just physically, but here. So this is why even when I'm walking down, like I put up some videos off the phone. I didn't put it on social media per se, but I put it in the Scurv podcast community on WhatsApp. And that's not for everybody, right? But if I know you real good and I overlooked, just shoot me an email at lance@lancescurv.com and I'll give you the link to join. Because with the new phone that I had or have, I lost a lot of contacts, so I didn't have a chance to invite everybody. Hit me with the email and say, hey Lance, you forgot about me. You know what I mean? It's not just for anybody, because people sometimes they want to promote their stuff, or they want to come in there and insult people and cause arguments, or they got one type of topic they want to talk about and talk about how bad black women are. You know, I mean, I don't, there's a time and place for everything, right? That's for intellectual, spiritual, funny stuff, just as family, chit-chatting, talking, right? And that's what I created, okay? So, anyway, I hope you got something from that. That's just a short one that I wanted to share, because the abundance of peace that I'm feeling, that I purposely cultivated, is something that most people should know. But you have to declutter your mind. Don't let people bring you back into a place of chaos. They will try to trigger you off, try to get you in the state of mind that they're in, and then they're happy because misery loves company. You decide what kind of day that you're going to have. And if you do have to deal with an aggressive situation and you determine that you need to deal with this in an aggressive way, you'll be right back peaceful again. Trust me. You'll be right back peaceful. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to what many call the holiday, which tomorrow is that day they call Christmas. It's just another day. This is my holiday. This is my celebration. You know what? I can breathe. I can see. I can talk. I can communicate. I can walk. I can create. I can enjoy. I can be still and enjoy this peace. I'm going to come out here later on when it gets dark. I'm not going to put any lights on. I'm just going to be still and look over the mountain, see the lights of the houses and the hotels over there, and meditate some more before I get further on my work. That's me recharging and basking in that glow of nature and being in the moment, decluttered. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, much love to you all. I'm on to the next one. And life is wonderful. I don't have anger. It's righteous anger for things, but I'm not going to let it eat me up because I'm balanced. I have desires and dreams and stuff, but right now, right here, I'm right here, right now. I'm not going to sit here and always thinking about a future because, you know, okay, we have to plan. We have to have concern. Like I said, don't worry. We have to have concern, but I'm not so focused on something that's so far away that I lose today because tomorrow's not promised. You see, not on this level, at least. So I'm taking it one day at a time. I have plans, but right now what's in front of me is what I have to deal with and what I have to do and what I want to do because I have that now, right? So understand that. Be fully effective in the time that you're in and keep no chaos and manifest peace. It's a beautiful thing. I'll never stop saying it because the way I feel right now, I've never felt this good in my whole life. Not that my life was bad or feeling bad, but this is just a new level of good. I can bring up certain analogies with that, but I'll leave that alone, right? Anyway, take care. Try to maybe absorb some of the things that I said. Not that I know everything, but I hope it helped you. And we'll be back with more. On to the next one. LANCESCURV out. Peace. Much love.